Powerful and provocative. Prophetic and practical. Informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do. Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager. What up, Mark? What's up, Mark? What's up, Mark? Mark can't hear me. Ashley, you can hear me though, right?
I can.
All right, Coy, you there? Let me text Mark and let him know that he's not hearing me. All right, trying to wait on a couple of people to come in.
He said he can't hear.
I see.
Come on then, Coy girl.
He might need to go out and come back in again if he can't hear me. So let me stop this music before they play it again. It sounds good though. You can hear me now, Mark? Hold on, is he in the background?
He can hear you, but he's muted.
Okay, all right, cool. So he's muted, but all right. So if we're not talking, we're gonna mute because I think we got a little feedback tonight. So far, I can hear a little feedback. So let's make sure we kind of keep that down. Hey, Coy. Oh, she took her picture off as soon as took her face off as soon as I got ready to say hi to her. Ashley, what's up, Coy? You can't hear me either, Coy? Because I can't hear you at all.
You can't hear me?
Now I can. So hey, Coy, how was your day?
My day was great. I had a long, awesome talk.
Long, awesome talk?
Yeah,
with who? With who? I'm joking. What's going on? Ash, are you good, Ash? How was your day?
Long.
That's why you were so frustrated about to cuss me out a few minutes ago?
I wasn't gonna cuss you out, but you be calling you a bully.
I'm a bully. Don't call me names.
Yeah.
I've never called you anything but Ash. Ashley and Ash G. Those are the only two things I call you.
Punkette.
Oh, I do call you a punkette though. I do, yeah. but I leave it feminine though. I recognize your femininity in that whole thing. When I say punk, I don't just say punk like with a masculine sense. I say punkette. So,
it was long.
It was long.
I worked 8 to 6:30. That's not my schedule. No lunch, no break. I barely use the I use the bathroom as my sneak aways for people to leave me alone.
Oh, okay. So you're not in Little Rock. You're not in Arkansas now. Or you're not in Little Rock. Or what you say?
I am at my aunt's house in the town that I work in.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, Mark, how's your day going so far today, sir? It's good. You're muted. So you're muted. So okay, there you go. Go ahead. How was your day, Mark? No, we don't hear you. All right, let him get his technical difficulties worked out while
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Well, how was your day,
Yeah,
sir?
man, it's great. Just landed here, Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Grab me some brisket on the way in, man. So I'm loving that. Being back in my home state, so no complaints.
Are you from Texas?
Yeah, originally from Texas,
Okay.
Texas boy.
Okay. 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 And you are in the best place in the world when it comes for
Man,
brisket. And in my opinion, the best place in the world for brisket now. We got
the originators of it.
yeah, the brisket aspect of it. Because you got the Kansas City got with the ribs.
Man, that's
Um
trash.
Trash. You don't like Kansas City barbecue?
You can't say they ain't doing nothing but
Blasphemy.
boiling meat, throwing sauce on it. How they can't grill.
What about
That's
North
all they doing.
Carolina? What about North
That's
Carolina
that's that's
barbecue?
pulled pork. Pulled pork. They throwing hot sauce on it. That's not
Oh, baby,
barbecue.
it sound like some real hate. Okay,
You
so what's
you
the
are
name of the barbecue place in Dallas that's downtown?
I don't know.
Where
I'm
they
not.
chop up all the meat in front of you. You buy the meat by the pound
they do that
and
I
everywhere
then
though,
get the
didn't they?
side.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay, when I find it out, we ate there. It was fine.
He
It
he'll but
was.
he'll vouch for that because it's in Texas
Yeah,
though.
it's in
So
Texas. It
anything,
should
yeah,
be. That
he
should.
gonna vouch for that.
That's the
What
standard.
about Memphis? What about Memphis? What about Memphis? What about Memphis?
That's good. Memphis good. Good dry rub. What
Ah,
they
okay,
have.
okay.
St. Louis?
Come on, man. They got some good spare ribs to make, man. That's about it.
I got you. I got you. All right. Hey, everybody that's in the chat, do me a favor. We're getting ready to get this conversation started in just a moment. Go ahead and share this thread, and we're going to get some things started. We had a good conversation last week when we were talking about holding each other accountable. Excuse me. What was it? Handling hard truths. Is that's what it is? Handling hard truths. And we dealt with the women last week. So this week we're going to kind of, in a sense, deal with the men. We're not picking on anybody. We're not trying to badger anybody. We're not trying to. We definitely don't want to ever make it seem like we are. What did I tell you? Somebody said that I was doing.
That you're attacking women or something?
We're not
Yeah,
they picking on anybody. We're not trying to badger it. Who was at the back? Okay, yeah,
No, I was trying to get my device to work.
got you, Mark. They say what I'm doing. I guess with some of my topics is I'm trying to badger women. I didn't realize I was doing it. Do you feel like Ashley? Do you feel like Mark? Do y'all feel like we try to badger women?
nah,
Okay.
they don't
Nah,
want
but
some of the women don't want to be accountable.
well, the thing is, and that's the thing about it. It and this is the form for that. I mean, I understand it's hard to take criticism or look in the mirror at times, but we all here doing it together, and we trying to make it a safe space to have those conversations. Cause it's if we're not if we're single, it's for a reason, right? No one you
Absolutely.
get on, and if you're single, like you're the best thing walking. We got flaws. If we're married and going through things, there's things we could talk about in our relationships to help better ourselves individually. I mean, it should be always constant growth. And some people take that constructive criticism personally, and it's not that we're not attacking a person. Sometimes we're attacking our actions, and
Absolutely.
we changing our actions and approach. That's all.
And Corey, you said something earlier with regards to that. What you say? You said sometimes we have to highlight the things if we're going to be able to talk about them. And so what
Yeah,
because
we do.
okay,
We have to address them in order to talk about it, and we have to talk about it in order to find a resolution, also to change to make changes.
absolutely. Because Corey has presented some topics to me, and the first thing I'll say was I don't want us to end up arguing. She was like, well, we don't have to argue. We can just have
Right? It's
a
not an
conversation.
argument.
Yeah, we
I
can just
totally agree with that. I think
yeah,
I think you said that this morning, and I was saying, no, everything doesn't have to turn into an argument. We can have healthy debates.
healthy
Right.
debate, and that's all I want to do is have healthy debate. And you know what? Every week after the show, either Ashley and I'll have a conversation, or Mark and I will have a conversation. He'll text me, or he'll call me, or I'll call him, and we already start working on next week's show. We start talking about what opportunities we missed, and two things. Well, one thing that everyone has told me, and I'm going to make sure that I make it a point to do with every show is after we have these conversations, we have to leave with some type of resolution. We have to have
Hmm.
some type of solution or some type of answer every time we have these discussions. Because if we don't, then those conversations are somewhat futile. So we want to make sure we leave with some portable points, if you will, something practical that we can carry with us that will help us get through. Now, tonight we are dealing with this subject that I have called undoing the damage. I've been working all day on this social media thing with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, putting together videos, putting out all this stuff, content, trying to. Ashley, I know you said go ahead. I saw you
You
saw me
did
put my,
good. I
yeah.
seen our
It's a
little
vibe.
video. You did
So
really good.
so I'm trying to do better at putting out content to draw people to the show. And so I did. Mark, I put out this little whole "It's a Vibe" little video today, and I had all of our
Yeah.
pictures and our names on it. So I want to make sure that I do those types of things to draw people. And y'all, I've been grinding on TikTok. Coy, I'm over 1,000 people now. And I just started.
Wow.
I started Friday with I had 123 people, and now I'm over 1,000 followers now. So I can actually go live on TikTok too now. So it takes work, and it really is. It's working. You got to be in that room going at it. But we want to talk about undoing damage. Mark and I had this conversation last week, and Mark said something that I thought was so powerful. And I think we really need to unpack it. And I'm going to say it a couple of times tonight because I know it's not many people in the chat room right now. And I know as we go on later tonight that it's probably gonna pick up a little bit. But Mark, you remember last week when we had our conversation, you said the burden of Black America has been placed on the shoulders of Black women. And you said it's time for Black men to help take it off.
Mm.
Explain what you meant when you said that, Mark, last week, Mark.
Well, if you look at other cultures, um, just around the world, and you understand we're still dealing with a learned behavior post-slavery syndrome thing we're dealing with. But in a lot of cultures, the men are the backbone of their families, and also they, depending on what religion you look at, with things that are heavy into religions, the men are the praying men for those families. In our community, churches are attended by majority of women. In society, our women are on the forefront of every fight in life. But at this point, when it comes to the productivity of our Black culture, Black men, we need to take the burden off the Black woman. She's so strong. She's fighting so many fights. At this point, we want to say, hey, babe, you can have a seat and let me take these reins. But right now, we have to get the trust back from Black women. And they have to
Mm,
trust us to lead. They have to trust that we can make decisions that they can follow and understand we will consult with you, but let us lead again. And we understand, and I know Ash and Corey, I know y'all know about different things that have been weaponized to filter that mindset of and separating the Black man and women. But we have to do that. That's the only way our community is going to move forward.
that's good. That's good. Now, Coy, hearing and
Mhm.
I wrote it on the screen so I don't have to repeat it again. So if those that are coming in can understand the premise of which the conversation is starting. Coy, to hear Mark say and me reinforce the burden of Black America being placed on the shoulders of Black women. How do you feel when you hear that something like that said?
How do I feel? Well, mm, I don't know how to feel about that because we always have these discussions about the Black men
Hmm.
having to go out and face different challenges. And when they come home, we should offer them peace. We should be their peace because of the challenges they have to deal with outside the home. So now what I'm hearing Mark say is that Black women have the challenges as well. And everything's been set on our shoulders. That's a different take. I haven't heard that before, but I want to know more about that. Like, I need to hear more. What do you mean by that?
Okay, we'll definitely unpack that. Hold on, Mark. We'll get to that more in just a moment because Sean Blaze already said he disagrees with Mark, and that's fine. And it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay to disagree. That we want because let me explain something to you all. Nothing is absolute, right? We all, like I say every show, we all have different fingerprints, and it's okay to have different opinions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what culture? Every household offers a different culture. You know what I'm saying? Might raise her daughter differently than I raised my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Some
Mhm.
people might raise their children, and that's culture, right? And culture's created, so it's okay to have different opinions. But we're gonna get Mark is of age, and Mark is articulate, so he can explain what he wants
Hmm.
to explain further. But go ahead, Ashley. Give me what you hear when we say that, and then we'll get Mark back in.
Um, I was gonna say something about Sean's
So he can.
comment. Because he made the statement that the issue is on both sides. But it's always being said that first of all, I commend Mark for being able to say that um, we women too do have these burdens of the world placed on our show. Well, the burdens of the world on us as well, because it's always said, like Coy said, it's always being said that the man, the man, the man, the man, the man, the man. And so that's where I want to go back to where Sean said, yes, Sean, it is on both sides, but it's always being said that the male,
So that's where I want.
it's always being said that the male is dealing with these things. So for me, it's almost like, and I guess I'm not going to speak for all women, but it's almost like, well, now somebody realizes that we too
Recognize
have
it.
some of those same struggles, and it's not just the men. We don't negate the fact of that, but it's almost the unsaid rule. Like y'all, I mean, y'all can take on these things. We got so much stuff that we dealing with, and it's nowhere near what y'all are dealing with is nowhere near what we're dealing with. And I'm speaking from the male part or aspect of it. So makes me feel pretty good.
And I don't think Mark is saying that there is no accountability on both sides. I think he's but Mark is
Right.
of age. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Go
He's
ahead,
saying
explain it.
recognition, right? He
Right.
recognizes it.
Well,
Recognition,
he's gonna tell us himself. Yeah, there you go.
recognition and responsibility. This is what I'm saying. When you talk to and I see you, LA, Mr. Adams. I got you. But understand this: when every culture you talk about, do you ever hear of in the white community, the white woman is the backbone of the community? The Indian, the
Never.
Asian, anything like you never hear that. But what's the backbone of our community?
Single
What's
mother.
spoken?
Black
The
women.
black
Black
woman.
women.
Hmm.
Thank you. That's my thing. If you think if you even if it's not correct, but if that rhetoric is out there and people hear that, it's so they say it, they believe it, right? So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, let's change that narrative. Who is the most educated person right now in the U.S.? Isn't it black women who are
Yep.
going? Don't they have the most secondary degrees, postgraduate
Yep.
degrees? Why are men not doing that? What I'm saying, let's start taking the reins. Let's start taking the reins now
That's
back in
what.
education, community, priding ourselves in those things again. Being the forefront leaders of society. Don't make me take this back when we used to teach so many people in Egypt the curriculum, sciences, and arts. Let's be the men that we used to be back in the day. That's what I'm saying. But we can freestyle our butt off, boy. We can, hey man,
Yeah.
listen. We can freestyle. We can keep it real. We real niggas. Why can't we just be? Why can't we be real men again? Why can't we be real men again? I read about Malcolm Martin. They were in their 20s when they were fighting for our freedoms. They
Hmm.
weren't 40-year-old men, 30-year-old men. These are the men that changed society in their 20s. The
Yes, sir.
focal point of being men at young ages with their energy and having intent again. That's all
Absolutely.
I'm asking.
Absolutely. And hey,
Mm.
and
But
let
maybe,
and go ahead, Mark. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, no, get that
nah,
out. Get that
but
out.
I want to hear what Mr. Adams got to say about those
I'm a,
type of
we,
men, because
we're gonna bring Mr. Adams on the show tonight. I sent him the link, so I'm gonna get him in here in a few minutes. But I
I
wanted to
like
yes
to
say,
add.
sir.
go ahead.
Sorry, there was a
No, no,
delay.
no, no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead. We're talking.
One of the things I want to ask, and this is a male, female, I mean male and female question. Why is it that when we get ready to point out something that has to do with the opposite sex, it's always, and this happens a lot. It happens a lot more with the women than it
All the
does. I
time.
mean,
Hmm.
why does it have to be? Well, they do that too. Well, they do this
Absolutely.
too. We
Comparison, yeah.
everybody is gonna have their chance to be in the hot seat, so to speak. So I feel like when we're addressing one sex, why is it that we can't focus on that one instead of trying to say, well, okay, well, they doing that too? We're not talking about
Yeah, because I
the
want to hear
women right
more.
now.
Yeah.
It's but
Yeah,
it's
we're not talking about the
but
women
how
right now. Go
but
ahead.
brother Blaze, I don't know if it really is misleading. Because I mean, if you look at history, I mean, I've said that. I know you haven't been on the show before, but I've highlighted this so many times. When you look at the Willie Lynch letter, they specifically said in the letter that they were going to use the black woman, and it says that if we use her properly, she'll
Mm.
stand guard for us. She'll stand guard for us. She'll stand guard for us. So, with that being said, she has taken the role on as far as being on the forefront, and a lot of the burden is falling on her. Hell, a large segment of black men are locked up. And because they're locked up, so many of them are taken out of society. So when they're taken out of society, who's left to raise the children? Who's left to be the leaders in the community? Man, you got congresswomen, you got a House of Representatives, you got judges, you got all of these things, and they're the leaders in our community, and they did not used to be. And they highlight it like Mark said. And that's not the debate tonight. That's not the argument. And really, honestly, I'm kind of confused because what I'm saying is something that can bring unity to
Absolutely.
to our community, because hell, we should be the providers and the protectors of our women. You know, even I know a lot of people don't believe the Bible. That's fine, I get that, but it's a story in the Bible that talks about David and the Amalekites. And when David and all the men were gone, then the Amalekites came into the city, burned up the city. And when they burned up the city, they took away the women and children. Why? Because the women and children weren't protective. Why? Because the men were gone. And when you look in our society, a lot of the men are gone because they're not in their rightful places. And what we're trying to do, brothers, is we're really trying to help challenge and not point the finger, because we ain't definitely doing that. But we're trying, and that's right, Sean Blaze. We will protect them because we're taking the burden off of them. I mean, hell, Coy, my shoulders are bigger than your shoulders. I mean, because I'm a man, Ashley. I mean, and I should be able to handle a little more weight. So what's wrong with saying let's take the burden off of the black sister? Let's make sure we do our part to raise our children. Let's make sure we do our part in relationship. Let's make sure we do our part in community. Because I think that's all Mark, is that not all you're saying?
That's it, man.
Okay.
I'm just saying, let's take our roles back as leaders in our community and in our homes, not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally. Those things that we talk about, like you said in the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love that woman as God loves the church, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's the thing about it, like, why are we not doing that? I mean, I'm just saying, like, I've been part of the problem too. I'm not sitting here coming from a angle like, yo, I got my stuff straight, and y'all dudes, this is what we need to do. I'm having a conversation with my brothers, saying, hey, man, like, we need to do this, man. Like,
Hey,
it's
give him a look.
almost now or
Give him a
never
look.
if
Give him
we
a look.
don't see where society's going.
But
Absolutely.
it's almost what's the crazy part about it is
That's good,
it's a
Sean.
catch 20. It's a catch 22 because it's men want women to operate in their feminine, and we, and I say we because I'm speaking for the women. We are having to do so many things, so it's kind of hard to when you finally get somebody that are doing those things that a man should be doing, or that people say a man should be, because there's so many things that people say men should be doing. But it's kind of hard to get into that role because that's what they played and done, for so long. So it's almost like it's dang if we do or dang if we don't,
And that's up.
so to
And that, and
speak.
that,
Well, it's funny. It's the funny part. If we make it applicable about the things we care about in life, right? If you're a mother and you raise three kids, when you want to communicate with them, you can't talk to all three kids the same because they have
no.
Mhm.
different personalities, right?
Right,
So when you come to a man in a situation, you can't have that same personality with every man. Know the man that you're dealing with,
right,
understand the circumstance, and some of those things in life we had to unlearn, right? And it's like at the end of the day, even removing the burdens in our life is just like losing weight. We understand that the bad habits we had before and what they did to us. Now we got to unlearn those things and put healthier thoughts and practices in our minds. It's the
Absolutely.
same way. So we got to lose those burdens like we're losing that bad weight off of us at times.
Go ahead, Corey. Look like you wanted to say something.
Um, okay. So I'm getting text messages. I what's our topic today?
We're gonna get into the topic. I'm segueing into the topic. The name of the topic
Oh,
is
okay.
undoing the damage that we've done. And I was trying to segue that by saying that the burden of black women has been placed on the shoulder of black women. It's time for black men to take it off. Now, Now, of course, there have been ways that we've allowed that burden to fall on you guys, right? And that's what I'm trying to address. But go ahead. What were you going to say? Working with that.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know because I'm getting text messages saying I'm
Tell them we coming.
I'm
We
a little
coming. We co-
confused because of the
no,
yeah because of the topic.
no, we're
And
coming. We're coming.
okay,
That was just a setup.
okay,
That was just a setup. But go ahead. Go. That was
got
just a
you,
setup.
got
Yeah.
you.
Because here it is right here. Here it is. Because and Sean, L.A. Can I call you L.A. Lazaric? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Mark, all of us. If we're honest, most of us, and I'm gonna tell you what really spot. Well, I'll tell you in a minute.
You
Most of us
know,
as go ahead, go ahead, and then I'm
I'm
gonna say mine.
sorry. Okay, I write and I listen and I take notes during this whole conversation. Mark, I, I I hear what you're saying about the burden is on us, but I'm still a little confused. I understand where y'all what y'all saying. I'm still a little confused because um I know all of the burden isn't on us, but what you saying the burden is on us, how did that happen? What happened? What transpired?
Okay, it's a good question. Go ahead, Mark.
What we talking about, what transpired is what he covered a little bit about the incarceration rate of black men, the education levels of black men, things that we can control, the impact of now when it comes to men interacting in a household. Actual black men are very much involved with their kids when allowed than any other race, even though it's a misconception. But the tools that we are providing for our next generation and incorporating that with purpose, and right now is just like, for me, I played college football a little bit afterwards. Well, got in camp, got cut, but anyway. um, but when I raised my kids, I didn't want them to take the same path as me. I didn't want them to go on a football scholarship to college. I wanted to have an academic scholarship. I wanted them to have um, a skill set where they can believe in their minds rather than their body. Because when I tore my ACL, my future was rocked. I didn't know what to do, even though I was smart, but my mindset wasn't on prepare for life after football. And I made sure with my kids that they can play sports, but they prepare for life regardless of sports. So it's how, and the thing is us men prepping our sons, our daughters to be men and women in society versus what the struggle or taking frame of mind and raising them to be just another athlete. I'm saying to be men and lead again. And if you say I'm confused with the burden, I don't know how you confused because, and I'm really confused that you are confused because if the burden of black women who they say who happen to be so many influences in society, like he said earlier, judges, lawyers, doctors, all this stuff, the most educated and everything else. Why our men are not getting their degrees, their secondary degrees? Why men are not being more impactful in society? Rather than everybody trying to be a rapper, why we don't have more guys in STEM classes? Why black men are not reemphasizing the importance of engineering and computers and different things that of today's society? Why are we not saying that? These are the things I'm saying to go incorporate healthier households in the future. I'm saying taking that burden. A lot of women, I got friends who are single mothers, and they're trying to raise a son to be a man, and they can't do that. And some men refuse to. I'm just saying take back those. I'm not saying that um, y'all do everything, but the things y'all are doing, I'm saying, and we can be doing, we need to do
You're
again.
saying we're doing too much for us. We're doing too much basically.
That's it.
Let you guys hold some of that responsibility.
That's it. And I need y'all to trust us again to be in that position.
So, how do we do that?
Well, that's a good question, and that's why we're trying to
Uh,
have
I,
this.
I'm
That's the conversation we're starting to
Because
have tonight.
because black men already feel attacked. You go out, you do your job, you have to deal with a lot of things. So how do we get to that?
well. This is
How do
one
we get
thing.
there? How do we do
Well,
that?
number one, we don't need women telling us how to be men, and we need men coming back in each other's life, showing us how to be men. again. That's one of the biggest things we could do.
Mm.
That's it.
So
That,
hold those accountable in for the responsibility of being impactful in other males' life around them. Whether it's an uncle, whether it's a brother, whether it is the father himself, whoever that male is who's around those kids and the family and the community, hold them accountable. I see
and the, and
kids
the,
walking. Uh,
No, great. And said that was one of our. That's going to be one of our takeaways from tonight's show. And Corey, you asked a good question, and I hope to through the conversation tonight to extract some of those answers. And that's why I have honestly, I could have had for the conversation I'm trying to have. I could have had an all male panel, but I didn't want to do that because last week I was a male on most of with females, right? And I want to give you our perspective. So you could tell us how to do that in a sense, and we can also we're just having a discussion, right? We're just having a discussion. I wasn't planning to be on this part for 30 minutes, to be honest with you. 'Cause like I said, I thought when we said we wanted to take the burden off y'all's back, I thought it me off y'all's shoulder. I thought y'all have been doing cheerleads and herkies and backflips and everything else.
Oh, we're
Uh,
happy about that. Don't get it
Yes,
twisted. We're
we're
happy
happy.
about that. We're
yeah.
excited about that. We want to know
Okay.
how.
Ooh, I got
We
nervous.
hear
I got
talk all
nervous.
every time.
What you
I
say?
got
We hear
Y'all
nervous.
y'all talking
twisting
all
our
the
thoughts.
time. Y'all know how to rap. Y'all know how
Yeah.
to say what we want to hear, but we want to know
Yeah. Yeah.
how do you
Yeah.
prepare to do that?
Yeah, my name is James Kirkland. And I'm just starting these conversations. So we go our part. Give me a chance, right? But it can't
But Coy,
start
those
with
those thought provoking questions that you definitely ask,
very much so.
because
Very much
it
so.
definitely takes us deeper into the topics of, because it does leave some of the things that are said sometimes does leave a blank for some people.
Hmm.
And so we can amen it and still not
Right.
understand
It
it.
just
So
that
it's
just
real good.
becomes a conversation. No, we need
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
resolution.
yeah,
We
yeah.
hear
I
y'all.
get it.
And
We
here it
know
is,
y'all
but
know
here it
how to
is.
rap.
But here it is,
But
though. Here it is. Here it is. Y'all feel that way, and I don't like using the word y'all because it kind of it gives a point. But we feel this way because of our experiences, right? Because we've
hmm
been damaged, because we've been hurt, right? When I hurt my ex-wife, right? I remember the words that stung me the most. You were my king.
Mm,
Past tense. I put everything into you, and you hurt me. So
mhm,
I understand the damage that I did. I know Mark has just professed. He's just confessed. He's done damage in his life. Lazaric, here you are right here. Lazaric, in fact, go ahead. Go ahead. I just sent you a link. Go ahead and pick that link up, Lazaric. Lazaric just said, most men have a problem with accepting accountability. For one, have never had an issue with it, and I've never contributed to the fall of a black woman. However, I've accepted my faults and have acknowledged them with those sisters and have tried to make better decisions. So, Lazaric, yeah, if, like I said, I just sent you a link. I want you to come on and talk about
he
what you
keep
just
telling you,
said.
Lazaire, he
Yeah,
sent you a
here it
link.
is. So click that link in your inbox and come in and see me if you have lighting.
get
Because
in here. Get in here.
this is what I here it is right here. Hold on. This was what I saw the other day that caught my attention, right? And it made me really think about okay, Mark is back. Let me pull Mark up before I pull this up. Mark, you there, Mark? All right, we got Mark
yeah, I'm
again.
like,
All right, so I'm about to pull this up, and this is what really sparked a lot of my thoughts this week. Okay, and it was something I saw in the group, Coy. Uh, now y'all don't look at the spelling and all that stuff. That part don't matter right here. I'm probably the only one that noticed it anyway. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. So it says, before I lie to a woman or sell her a dream, I'll just stay single until I find one that accepts my truth. Now, to me, that is a very powerful statement, right? Because so many of us, Lazaric just said it. He said he's messed up women and he's grown up and he's apologized. I've admitted I've messed up some women. And a lot of us men, we've messed up by number one, not making a decision, because I might love this one for one reason. I might like this one for another. I might not even like this one, but I like what she does. And so I keep on doing what I do. And in the process, I end up damaging so many women, which end up leading to this mistrust, which leads to this questioning, which leads to this barrier that makes you say, okay, I hear you. It sounds good. The music sounds good. You own beat, but how you going to do it? Because you know why? Because the trust is gone. But who damaged the trust? We did. A lot of us as men damaged the trust. And what Mark is professing, what I am professing is that yeah, we admitted. Y'all heard me on the show asking what about 5 6 weeks ago. I apologize to black women on behalf of black men. I said I want to reconcile. I want us give me a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? Forget about yesterday. And let's take today and use today as a foundation, right? And then when I mess up again, you can say, hey, ho, 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 I see similarities of the past. I don't want to go back down that road. And we can talk about that. But the commonality that I found with everybody that was dealing with that whole statement that was when he said, before I lie to another woman or sell her a dream, you know what the commonality I found with most of these people? Most of them were in their late 30s or early 40s, which led me to ask the question on my Facebook page today. What age
Mm.
do you think men should be? And this was a question that men and women could answer. It wasn't scientific. It didn't require an essay. It was just a guess. You know what I'm saying? Some of them were like, well, it depends on this and other. I know you're smart. Well, you got to take these factors in play. I understand. But this is just a guess. What age do you, and this is a question for y'all in the chat tonight. If y'all are in the chat and y'all are listening, what do you think is a good age for men and women to settle down? Now, Coy, you gave an answer this morning and you said you wanted to quantify your answer. What do you think that answer was? What did you say the age was and why did you say that?
I said it's between 25 and 55.
Yeah, that was a big gap.
Only it is a big gap only because there are grown children also, and
Mm-hmm.
they're only grown because of legality.
Okay.
Legally, you're 18 years old, and and you're an adult. You're considered an adult at that age,
Mm-hmm.
and people really confuse that with um, law. I'm talking about science right now, and legality. You know, what they led us to believe about law, is psychological. That's
Mm-hmm.
not law. 18 years old saying that you're an adult, that's not law. You know, it's your brain, it's the maturity level of your brain. So you can be fully grown at 25, or it could take 55 years for you to become a man or a woman. So that's why I said between 25 and 55.
Okay. I can see that. What about you, Ashley? What did you say? I think you said 35.
I got in trouble, but anywho, I
You
said
sure did.
38. I put emojis, and then baby, I got in trouble.
I
Okay.
heard about
Because I
that.
didn't want to answer. I just wanted to listen and hear and see whatever. And he was like, I didn't tell you to put no emojis. I said numbers.
I
So
did not
I
say that.
said I put 38. I put 38. And I put 38 because it's always, of course, being said that males mature later than women. And I
Mhm.
feel like maybe at 38, they've gotten all of their playing out. They are, if they're not already established around that age, um, are becoming more established in that and may feel like they are um, more prepared now for a wife or and children. So if they don't
Okay.
already have children by then, but that's why I said 38.
Got you. Mark, we're asking the question is what age do you think a man should be? And I know it's several factors, but now we can actually explain them. What age do you think a man should be when he settles down?
I think it varies on exposure. Uh, a lot of guys I know, like I said, I have friends who played in NFL and other things. I say for men, yeah, I can't say age. I really think it's a stage in life. Once a man has financial stability and knows who he is within that stability, then and he's able to provide a certain way, I think that's when you meet the true him.
Hmm.
Um, and some men reach that at different ages and stages of life. But with the average man, I'll say 32.
32. All right. So and when I asked the question on the page today, it averaged between 30 and 35 is about where you had a couple of 50-year-old. One girl said 100. Uh,
100.
but
Quit
My
playing,
bad.
girl. Quit playing.
Boy, she
well,
is damaged. Do you hear me?
Plenty dead, honey. That's what
They
she
done
said.
messed
Plenty
her all the way
dead.
up.
and listen, and I'm telling you the reason why. Yeah, it was so funny. The reason I asked that is because I'm starting to hear a lot of men in my circle that are coming up on my timeline, because we all get different timelines, people and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of the men that are coming up in my timeline, they're different now. They're ready to settle down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've gotten the play out of them. They're tired of messing around. Like old boy said before I said before I lie to a woman or sell her a dream, I'll just stay single. And now let me ask you a question. What if hypothetically, and it's a very hypothetical, what if we at 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 have been mature enough, and I hope y'all are reading the comments because I'm not able to catch all these, so y'all help me out in the comments. What if we were mature enough to say then, before I lie to a woman or sell her a dream, right? Because we were taking it a lot of times because it was offered to us, right? Or we said whatever we had to say because the old saying used to be, "You don't have to lie to kick it." Well, we lied because we wanted to kick it. You know what I'm saying? And we did what we
Yeah.
wanted to do. I mean, I was young in my marriage and I made some mistakes. I had some indiscretions. But if I had, as Ashley just said, gotten the play out of me, right? If I had, what's the word, sown my wild oats like I was, well, like I ain't gonna say I was supposed to, but like a lot of others had, and gotten tired by time, but whatever. But I didn't have to involve nobody else in that. Is my point. And when you're in a relationship and you haven't sown your wild oats, or if you haven't gotten that play out of you, or as Mark said, you're not financially stable and all of those types of things, and you bring somebody else into that equation, then there's going to be a casualty when something happens, or when you shake up the real talk. Am I right? Am I wrong? Somebody
Yeah, I'm
talk
with
back
you.
to
And
me.
I agree with Mark also because our brain responds to our experience, and I mean that creates stimulation to our brain as well. So it also goes back to a person's foundation,
Okay.
who they're following, who's raising them, how that household is. If you notice, more people, well, we know a lot more. There's a lot more of us. There's more of us getting our educations now.
Hmm.
So majority of those people, their parents got education as well before that time. And if you notice, with education comes maturity as well, I think. You see a lot of that. You see a lot of people finishing their degrees, then they're getting married and they're having a family, they're settling down. But I think it has a lot to do with your environment as well and your brain development.
Hmm.
Your environment stimulates your brain development.
Absolutely.
So it's true. We have to look at a person's foundation if we're going to deal with them as well.
And, and,
We
and you
can't be
talking
on the surface.
and you're talking about that environment. Now let's go back
Yes.
to the burden being placed
Yes.
on the burden that has been placed on the black women, right? So if the
Hmm.
majority of households are headed by by our sisters, then that's the environment that a lot of people growing in.
Hmm.
And you got some of these environments, they're never seeing healthy relationships. They're never seeing marriages. They're never seeing
Right.
these things that are subliminal questions. Now, Chinudu Franklin Oyoze, I hope I'm saying that person's name right. If I said it wrong, please forgive
Chinadu.
me.
Chinadu.
Chinadu.
That's a
Chinadu,
Nigerian
okay.
name. Chinadu.
All right, how you say the last name? Chinadu Oyoze?
I can't see it.
Well,
There we
Chinadu. Okay. All right, Chinadu, we got it. But this is what they said, and this makes so much sense. They said putting into consideration current economical climate, maturity index, and human biological conditions, I'd say between 25 and 35. Here it is. If you want to have kids that are healthy, just to settle down, I'd say from 25 and up, because you got to also factor that part in as well when you start talking about getting into relationships and settling down. Is the age to have healthy children, because the older you get, that's the chances that the pregnancies are a little more high risk, right? But the catch 22 is, Mark, that we don't need to be in a relationship until we're mature enough to handle the relationship. Talk back to me. I'm talking to Mark. Mark, on you, Mark.
Yeah, I'm behind also. I don't
Can you
know
hear
what's
me?
going on with my
Yeah, I can hear
signal.
you.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting a little lag. But what was the last part?
I said that Lord, what did I say, Ashley? But I got confused now. No, I was talking about that we're responsible. As far as the relationships, we don't need to get into these relationships. Because we're talking about the children. Having a high risk pregnancy. So if everybody was 38 and 39 before they started dating and started getting married and started having children, then you would probably have more the possibility or potential of having more high risk pregnancies and all of those types of things. But we still need to be mature before we go forth in these relationships. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Dang. Am I? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay. I think that is true, but I feel like our society is changing a little bit. The
Mm.
climate is different these days.
Did he freeze again?
He did.
All right, Ashley, what do you think about that? Do you think as we get okay? Are you back, Mark?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can. Go ahead.
Okay. I said the 40-year-olds today are different from 40-year-olds when I grew up. The 40-year-olds back in the day, they were little league coaches on the weekends. They were pillars in the community. They were upstanding members of the church, X, Y, Z. 40-year-old men in Atlanta, we in the day party. We
Wow.
popping bottles. The 40s is the
Hmm.
new 20s for us. Um, and you guys stand with the generation. What are we? Generation? What are we?
Z, I think
X
Z. I don't know. Oh,
Z.
I don't know who. I think we X's. I think we're X's.
I mean, we're
How old are
kind
you
of
guys
some of the.
again?
I'm 42.
Oh yeah. I
Our
think
our our age group is kind of the problem right now. If
Yeah,
you want to be
I can see
honest,
that.
Are you saying you're just getting it as well?
do it.
Just getting what, Coy?
Your role as a
Oh, she.
man.
Oh, Mark. She said, "Are you saying that at 42? Are you just now getting your role, understanding your role as a man?"
No, I'm speaking overall in the group, but individually, nah. Are you talking? I'm from the country. I wanted to be married at 21. I just couldn't afford to.
Ashley, how? Yeah, crazy. Yeah, funny. Ashley, are you there? I can't see your pretty face. So I know you're working. So, but listen, how do you feel about that? If everybody, because you said 38, so unless older men are marrying younger women, right? If everybody marries their age
So
and
if
all
that
that kind of,
happens, then the older women, they're not going to get hitched.
they're gonna have old babies. I mean,
well, this is the way
no,
I
no,
think about
no, no.
that.
They'll already be no. They'll already be married. Older women already be married to older
I
men.
don't think that it takes an age of 35, 38, 40, 42, Mark, to know what you want out of life.
Well, we're not
You
talking
can
about no,
get with
No,
somebody
not
in
Uh,
your
knowing what you want.
20s.
no, no.
Well,
That's not
look,
what we're saying. Not knowing what you want out of life. We're just talking about maturing. I mean, just mean
yeah,
being being married and having a family is a part of your life. So that is a
yeah.
part of knowing what you want in this life. That's what
I,
I'm saying. I don't think
but
it takes that. It takes us being mature early on, accepting life itself and doing the right thing, becoming responsible, not being
really.
selfish.
that
Well, I
sounds
think
good.
we know what we want when we're growing up. I mean, I knew that I wanted to be married. Everybody want to be married, have the what is it, 2.5? Is that what you call it,
Yeah,
James?
2.5.
We know
Yeah,
what we want. It's just like Mark was saying, or so many other people were saying. At some point in time, right now, what we want is not what we need to get or have right now. So we have a few more things, prerequisites before we jump over into this.
Yeah, so
And so,
become selfless. We have to stop being selfish, and that's when you see the couples that have built together. They've grown together.
well, I think it could be a catch-22 to that because it's like, is it being selfish that I don't want to get into something and be a baggage or burden to someone? Like,
But if you're in it to grow together, how are you going to be a baggage or a burden?
yeah, but we
I,
are we get into things to grow together, but it's certain foundations that I feel. Now, this is just me. There are certain things that should be there before I get into a relationship. I something small and minute. When you get into certain things, you shouldn't get in there saying, I need to have I need to get in a marriage and then get a job, or I need to get in a marriage
That's
and
true.
get this. Or
right.
go ahead,
So
Mark. Go ahead.
Mitchell,
Read Mitchell comment. He
I,
hit it right there, Nicole. Mitchell hit it.
Yeah.
So if
I'm gonna tell
everybody
you why.
The
knows what they
divorce
want,
rate is so high because people are still selfish in that
Can
decision
I
Because
tell
making.
you?
but
Can
go
I
ahead,
say
Mark.
this? Even with the divorce rates being high, the people who are filing divorce are women majority of the time. Men, I'm gonna tell you one thing about us. Men marry women for who you are. Women marry a lot of men for who they could be. And a lot of women,
That's true.
and I'm not trying
Potential.
to just go,
Mm.
but and a lot of women they spend their life dreaming about their wedding, but
Fairy
wasn't
tales.
programmed how to stay married. A lot of people they wasn't you not talk about cultivation and conflict resolution. A lot of men, if men would speak on here, a lot of men who were married are very much so deprived. And a
Well,
lot of
maybe
women are not
maybe
having
we're gonna.
situations.
I hear what you're saying. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mark, but maybe it's one of those things where you say women are not taught to stay married, or they don't know how to stay married. Well, y'all know how to
No,
get us, but y'all don't know how to keep us.
But that's
well,
what
the
we're
thing
talking
is,
about
no,
tonight,
I
Nicole.
got you. Well, hold on, I got you on that though. The funny part is when we do get you, y'all change things up. Oh, we did this, but we in a relationship now. Oh, we married now. No, I married you because you did this.
Yeah.
Men,
so
when
we
we
need to
get
keep
married,
swinging from the
So
pole.
y'all are.
y'all lied to us. Y'all told us when we
You
got
guys'
married,
reality
you
is
was gonna get on the
y'all.
pole. And then hold on
No, see.
and listen. And then
I'm about to mute
y'all
myself.
so bad.
I'm about to mute
Hold on,
myself
y'all
after
Wait
Nicole
a
so
get
minute,
bad.
done.
Mark. Wait a
Hold
minute.
on. Let
You
me finish
marry
my
us
last
because of
statement.
what we represent
Hold on. Listen.
at the
Let me say
beginning
my
of the
last statement.
relationship.
Y'all be so used up by the time y'all get us. All y'all offer us is chitlins and sex. That's it.
Oh my
You
God.
said sex and what? What was that first part?
I
Chitlins,
said
girl,
y'all.
chitlins.
I said y'all so used up. Y'all. The last thing y'all can offer us is the chitlins and sex. Talking about I'm
Chitlins.
saving anal for my husband. That's all you got left after that. I'm sick of it.
Ah,
Mark,
Woo!
Mark,
Hold on now,
Mark,
Mark. Hold on,
I'm
Mark.
just
hold on,
saying.
hold on.
I'm just
Time
saying.
out.
I'm just
That's when
saying.
your internet should have
Hold
stopped
on.
working.
That's all y'all
Not
got after that.
chitlins and sex.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm done.
Why it got to be
gonna
chitlins? It could
lay
be nothing
Wait,
down
else.
wait, wait.
my
What are you?
All right.
Okay, so
So
are you
burden
like
meeting women
James,
who are?
down by the river. Oh, I'm singing. My bad.
Hallelujah.
James, James. How many successful men do you know who are real providers for their family? Once they wife becomes a mother, or complaining about the rate of sex they have.
All of them,
They,
every last one of them.
exactly. And then when a
Well,
woman
maybe
becomes a
it's
mother,
you. Maybe you're
hold
not
on.
keeping it interesting.
No, woman. I'm
Oh,
telling you,
Yeah,
stop.
it's
men
y'all.
are
Y'all
Time
get
out.
providers.
lazy.
Stop.
I'm
Y'all
Time out.
telling
listen.
you,
Time
Y'all
out.
get
Time
no,
out.
lazy.
no,
Time out.
woman.
Time out. I'm about to mute. I'm about to mute y'all.
We ain't time out
I'm
on
about
this.
to mute.
Let's
I'm
go,
about to
No,
Mark.
mute
this is
y'all.
the
Mute.
thing.
No, because LA
This is
is
the
on the stream. I
thing.
got to get LA in here. I got to get LA in here, y'all. Hold on.
Listen,
Come here,
you
LA.
want to
No,
say
hold
Mark,
on,
what
Mark.
we
I
Hold on,
Mark,
Mark.
I
Hold
like
on,
Come
the
on,
Mark.
way you
Mark. Come
talk.
Hold
on.
on,
I
Mark.
like the
we
way
Hold on.
don't
I'm
you
want
about to.
this.
charge your court.
I'm muting Mark and Coy. Y'all muted. Boom. Come here. Come here, LA. Come here, LA. I had to mute them right quick. They going head up. I ain't muted
Mark
nobody in
said,
about 6 weeks.
listen, woman.
I ain't muted nobody in about 6 weeks. But I done muted them, LA, because I wanted to hear you talk. Now, LA.
What's going on?
Ah,
LA.
Hold on, let me put my
Now,
blue.
yeah, put your
hello,
Bluetooth
hello,
in. I'm
hello.
sorry. Shonda, Valencia, Herman. I'm sorry. I had to mute Mark and Coy. They over here
Welcome,
fighting.
welcome,
They had
welcome.
to fight. They over here fighting, so I had to mute them right quick. But she blowing kisses. Okay, Mark, I don't know if she blowing it at, but that's all right. But LA, you in there now, man?
I'm in there.
All right, good. So tell me,
Can you hear
because
me?
you come in. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Now you always come in here to disagreeing at first, but then end up agreeing in a minute. So, but I want to hear you. Tell me how L.A. Lazarick Adams, as a younger man, because you're 42, right?
41. I'll be 42.
41. Okay, 41. How growing up has your perspective on dating changed and how you approach women, how you deal with women as you've matured? Tell me about LA at 31 versus LA at 41.
LA at 31. At 31, I was still playing games a little bit, running game, telling lies here and there.
Okay.
Now, just being honest with you, but as like I said before, dealing with the changes, the ups and downs, the turnarounds and all that, I realized, like I said, it's just easier to be your authentic self from the beginning. Let a woman know what you want.
Yeah.
Always leave her with the choice.
Yeah. And whatever that choice might entail. Wait a minute, give me an example. What kind of who if a
I
woman
mean,
is getting
like
with
give
LA,
her the choice. What go ahead.
go
Well,
ahead.
whether she want to deal with you or not, regardless of what it is, you have to be able to leave them that choice, that opportunity. Don't lie to them, and then once you lie to them, once you get to telling these lies and running game on them, you taking away their decision. Let her know what it is, what you looking for, what it is, what you desire, and all that, and then either she with it or she's not. But at least you're not taking that choice away from her.
All right.
I agree.
All right. Coy, unmute yourself now. I'm unmuting you. Come on out of timeout. Here we go. Come on out. So you've
Friend, you
heard.
back out.
So you heard. I'm just, y'all. I don't really mute people like that. I'm joking. I'm playing. But they were
He
having fun.
do.
So I do, but I haven't done it in a long time. But boy, you heard what LA just said. So if a man comes to you and he's 100% transparent up front, right? How do you respond to that?
That's what I like. I like transparency.
Okay.
We had a discussion earlier. Don't pretend to be something that you're not. You're letting me know that you don't like yourself.
Okay.
Be real, be real, and tell me who you are. If you're not real with me, you don't like yourself. If you're behaving like somebody else, you have a problem with yourself. If you don't like yourself, how do you expect for me to like you? Just be real with me. That's all I want. Don't entertain other people when we're dealing with each other. If
That's
you
that's.
are an entertainer, you need to let me know that so I can know what to expect from you.
Hmm.
I can accept different things because I believe in human nature. So for me, it's who you are. Let me have that. Don't give me a representative.
That's it.
Hmm.
That's it. And that answer, you go ahead and piggyback on because I know you always talk about that representative.
Oh yeah, honey.
Yeah.
I totally agree. With well, appreciate the fact that Lil Zeric says be upfront so that a person can make the choice. And again, both ways with that. Let your intentions be known also up front so that it won't be any surprises. Coy mentioned telling me if you are a person who entertains others. Um because that's not something she wants to deal with.
Mhm.
Um I believe if you do that, people are more apt to respect what it is that you have going on and bow out gracefully if that's not going to work for them. So, Lazaric, I believe what you say based upon the comments that you made prior to getting on here. I believe that you are a man that lets a woman know, hey, this is what it is or this is what it ain't. And so,
but
you can't do
listen,
nothing but respect that.
all that was learnred behavior though. Like
That's what I wanted to hear
I,
you say.
yeah,
That's what
all
I
that
wanted to
was
hear you
learned
say.
back. I wasn't always like that. Like I say, I've taken plenty of women choices away from them.
Mm.
So being able to get to where I'm at now, well, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I like. This is what I'm going for. This is what I don't want to go for. It's easy for me to come at a woman like that now because of what I've gone through and what I've learned in the past, though. By telling those lies, by running game, by taking their decision away from them. All the hell that came behind taking away a woman's decision got me to this point.
At what age did that epiphany take place, though, LA?
Um, honestly, man, I would say in the past,
Be real now.
probably within the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the good thing
Seriously.
about it is though, you recognized it and you wanted to do something about it. A lot
That's
of
it.
people, um, even if they recognize what it is, they don't want to change. Um, and or admit that there's a problem, even in recognizing, it is what it is, it'll be all right. So the good thing about it is that you recognize that there was an issue and wanted to make a change, not only for the woman that you care to have, but for yourself. I mean, a lot of people want to make changes, but they don't do things for themselves, they want to do it for other people. So
Hmm.
I
But
look
you
at
know
it like
what?
this too. I have a daughter, so
Okay,
a,
that's
a
good.
lot of the things that I've done,
And,
and seriously, this is what really got me to this point. I went to thinking like, damn, what I would think I would be upset if some of the same things that I've done to women, if a little boy, another young man, did this, was doing this to my daughter. So
mhm.
that alone just changed the whole aspect of things, my whole outlook on it. Like, man, let me chill out, let me, try to straighten up, and at least I can say, well, hey, I treat this woman this how I want a man to treat my daughter, so I'm gonna try to start treating whoever I'm dealing with as such.
let me say, Mark, I'm coming to get you right 1 second after this, Mark. Let me say this, and LA, I 100% commend you for your change, bro. You know what I'm saying? But sisters, here it is. Mitchell, I like what you're saying. I put a link in the chat. If you want to jump in and and quantify some of your statements, feel free to do so. It's that kind of show tonight. I want to give brothers a voice to be able to explain some of the things that we've done to mess up women. But sisters, when a Lazaric or a Mark or myself, when we get to a point when we're ready to change, let us change.
Yes,
Because
yes.
sometimes we say that we've changed, and but you recognize our past so much that we're saying that we
Oh man,
changed, but you're not
boy,
trying to hear the fact that we changed, because at the very moment something else comes up, you're gonna automatically say, "See, you the same person you always were." Yeah, da, 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 da. And we
facts,
I
instead of
like
thinking, "Well,
that.
facts.
Yes.
and so just let us change," because it
You
can
know what you
happen.
said earlier, James?
What's that?
You said you can be having a conversation and we may see something. You made a statement. You said, I see similarities of the past. I
Yeah.
think you guys will accept that more than saying, you know what, you used to do this or you used to do that. I
Mhm.
like that you made that statement because that's a better way of saying, hey, 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 slow down now.
Yeah.
You
Bringing
were
awareness to
changing.
it.
So
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Man, because that I mean, and y'all hear us say this, and it's really not that you have muscles and look like you got a mustache. When we talk about masculine energy, it's a tone, and sometimes the tone is really within us because we hear it from other dudes the same way, and we don't want to hear that from you. You know what I'm saying? So you can.
Mm,
That's why I say the
Right,
art
right.
of fighting fair. Sometimes you can just say the same thing a different way and get the same point across, right? Like L.A. Now listen to L.A. talk. Hell, I can read all of his messages totally different
In a
just
different
by hearing
way.
this tone, because I hear his tone of voice now. You feel what I'm saying? Because
mm.
texts have no tone, and we can always misinterpret. Mark, I'm sorry, you've been waiting to talk. Go ahead, and say what you got to say, my friend.
Come on,
Oh,
Mark.
Stay here, LA. Don't go nowhere.
nah, I'm fine. I just accountability. That's all I want us to have is accountability. I hear LA. Thanks for coming in, man. Been waiting to chop it up with you. And
Mm.
I hear it like, guys run a game, but women create a game. I don't hate to say it because a lot of men came at women genuinely saying, I like you. And they're like, oh, they clown them from being whack. Oh, you going to say that little corny line and stuff like this. So men started coming creative. Men started exaggerating things that women wanted to hear. But the thing is, you're dealing with some of the monsters you created. What women don't even want the good guy. They want the guy that, when I go out, I'm gonna give you an example. When I go out with just me and my homeboys, women don't even talk to us. Let me go out with an
Mm.
attractive woman. I got more women eyeing me and trying to get my attention while I'm out with a woman than they do when I'm out by myself or with my friends. Like,
Mm.
is it true that when you talk about game, are women not? Why do women want more men when they have somebody than when they're single? And like, what's the honest approach to the situation? I mean, tell me. I really want to hear about being straightforward when y'all talking about things about ourselves like we run game. Women run more game than any of us.
I think
Isn't that what y'all brag about? Isn't what brag about y'all better at it than us?
all the time.
yeah,
They
we
do.
are. We are.
So you do it. So
But
why y'all hypocrites?
I, I don't do it, but I'm saying, but we are because we're smarter than you guys when it comes to covering up or um
Okay.
you guys are
Hey
just
James.
you guys are reckless. Y'all tell on
Chloe.
yourselves. Y'all
Don't
are
give it
reckless.
all away.
Hey James. Hey, this is the funny
Uh,
part. I'm gonna give y'all some game,
So
women.
once again,
I'm gonna
Mark,
give
they
you I'm gonna
taking
give
away
y'all some
our days.
game. No, I'm gonna give you
But
some game. I'm gonna give you game. James, they said that the devil's greatest trick was making people feel like he don't exist, right?
uh-huh.
Mm.
One of the men's best trick is to make y'all think we really that dumb. Or we just like we really slow. Y'all think y'all we one of our greatest tricks
y'all
is to
are
make
very
y'all feel
slow
like
when it
y'all
comes to
better.
that.
Mark,
That's
be
why y'all
quiet, man.
always get caught.
I'm sorry.
Don't give it to him.
We
You
get
know.
caught when we don't care
But
no more.
but I think
Oh,
that
come
this is
on,
the
man.
issue. I
Okay, my
think this
bad.
is the issue. You say
Wow.
y'all get caught when y'all don't care anymore.
When we
Yeah,
stop
oh,
caring.
Lord. Hit
When we
dogs,
love you,
hit,
you never know.
Baby, okay.
hit dogs
I'm
will
gonna let you
holler.
think you smart. I'm gonna let you think you smart when it comes to that. But y'all are ignorant when it comes to doing stuff like that. But I'm gonna say this.
What is he
I
tweaking
think
that, Mark?
the issue, Mark, you were saying, how do we fix this? I think the issue lies with us as a woman. We say we want to know who you are. We want to know who we're dealing with. But when you tell us, if you're that honest man that tells us who we're dealing with, we're so brainwashed with the way it's supposed to be in a relationship that we cannot accept who you are when you're telling us this. Now, you're telling me that you're committed to me. We're together. We're going to be together. But you know what? My as a man and my nature, I might stray because I have desires and I don't know how to handle that. You tell us that the average woman goes, I don't want to deal with him. He like this, he like that. But you're telling me this, and you want to be in a committed relationship with me. You're not going anywhere. From time to time, you might do something out of out of just being a man, and everything we built with you, that's gone. That doesn't make any sense. I think people have a hard time accepting human nature, accepting the signs of a man or a male or a female. If we accepted it, you guys wouldn't hide.
So
Hey,
you saying we supposed to
Herman
accept the
Johnson.
infidelity?
Look at Herman
Listen,
Johnson.
I'm saying we should adapt to our natural environment. I'm not. It's not an acceptance. It's a reality.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting point. How many women are willing to say that you know your man is gonna cheat and you just gonna deal with it as long as he loves you and respects you, protects himself, keeps it 100? Is that what you're saying, Coy? If he keeps
What
it
I'm saying
100,
is cheating is a term that was created by someone.
okay.
Everything we know was created by someone. Okay. Even saying, oh, okay, they're taking the term faithful out of context. Faithful has nothing to do with sexual activity. That's a sexual
Mm,
activity. That's something separate. You're faithful
mm.
to me. You're with me. You're by my
Gotta catch a
side. We are
class.
together. That's faithfulness to me. You
No
know,
man
people
is
have
going
taken
for
things
that,
out of the
Coy.
context. What'd you say?
No man is going. So, with that being said, that's just like saying, "Hey, I can," and just being honest. This is how I'm taking that. So I can go out and sleep with someone else, or my woman can go out and sleep with
Listen,
someone else, but we're still faithful
not
to one
okay.
another
That's not what
because
I'm
that's just
saying.
a
I'm
sexual
saying
act.
that
I
naturally
don't think any man is
we
going to go for that.
desire more than one person. Naturally, we do. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So naturally, if something like that happens, why do we destroy everything we built because of a sexual desire was fulfilled?
That's what makes us different from animals. Beasts go out and deal with it.
We're all
They
animals,
desire everything in the field. You dig? So
but we're all animals.
I can desire another woman. I see plenty of attractive women,
Well, that's what make us
but I'm
humans.
but
Then
I'm
how
with
about
but
that?
I'm
Since you
with
want to
who
get
And
I'm
that's
into
with.
all
it,
Yeah,
she's
that's what
saying.
makes
That's
me
all she's
human.
saying.
I'm not gonna
She's
go. I can be attracted to him, but that doesn't mean I want to go sleep with him. I desire to be
And
with
that's
him like that.
fine. That's fine. But
yeah,
you
no,
might do that.
that's what she's saying, LA. She's saying it's a natural to have the desire. She's not saying it's natural to do it. you don't have to act on the desire. You can have a desire without actually acting on. And is that what you? Is that not what you're saying? Because now some of us.
Yeah, the
No,
same
you just said
conversation
even
we
if
had
you do it though.
earlier. You
Oh,
might
see, that's
do
not
it.
what I gathered.
That's a
I gathered that
reality.
she was saying we
Well,
can
we
go
had a
out and sleep
conversation.
with
We
the
had a
people.
conversation earlier, so I kind of know what she's thinking a little bit on it too. So we talked about this earlier a little bit. So
Yeah, I
I
think
get
y'all have a warped person. I think
I don't
y'all.
agree with that.
okay.
I think it's a
Hey,
warped
we
perception.
putting it out
But
there.
that's just me though. But yeah.
When
So
women
you
get
saying you
cheated on,
don't
they
agree with that?
always
Let me
feel.
ask you something. So if you're with someone
Hmm.
and you stepped out, do you expect her to, if she finds out about it, let's just say this, do you expect for her to stay with you?
Well, this is my thing. Like, and
Answer my
I'm saying,
question.
well, that's her decision.
That's yes or
That
no.
I don't expect. I expect her to do what she wants to do. Either you want to stay with me or you don't. If you can't handle it, step. If you can, this is what it is. The decision still is
So,
hers.
okay
I
then.
don't. I expect her to do what she want. If she wants to leave, want to be done, be done. If you want to stay and we can, work through it, then fine. But that's me. I don't have expectations on that. If I quote unquote follow one of my desires and my woman finds out about it, then so be. I'm still leaving you with the decision. I don't expect anything. I'm not expecting you to stay. I'm not expecting you to go. I'm expecting you to make whatever decision fits best for you. If you feel like, hey, it's best we can work it out, we'll stay in it. If you feel like you can't handle it, so be. And I'm cool with it. I made a decision and I'm gonna stand on it.
But let me say this though, because I don't know. We made a left turn somewhere along the way. Because a really big bad left turn. Because
Chitlins and
yeah.
used up.
Well, no,
Don't put that on me.
no, that wasn't. I ain't gonna put that because what we're because the premise of the show and what LA is saying, what Mark is saying, what I'm saying is that hell we've matured past that point now.
Yeah.
We're saying
Listen.
we don't want multiple women no more. We're saying we've grown out. Here I
Yeah.
said, Corey, a minute ago. If we're saying that we've changed, let us change. So why are we reverting back to why it's natural to cheat or why we're doing this and cheat? Because we don't want. I mean,
You keep saying it's natural to cheat. What I'm saying is
natural to
natural
have
to have desires.
desire. I mean, I'm, okay, but you say potato, I said potato. My bad. I said it the wrong way. But my point is, I
It
don't want
does have
those.
two different meanings.
I don't want to have those desires. I only want
There you go.
as I mature, I only want to have the desire for my wife. Now,
Is
while
that
I sit
possible?
yes, while
Yes,
I
we
sat
want
here,
peace.
yes,
Absolutely.
very much so.
Absolutely.
While I sat here, stuck on the couch, marinating in my misery, drowning in my sorrow because I was divorced, and taking a looking through my mental Rolodex and all the mistakes that I made and the things that I should have done and the things I would have done different. Guess what? I only had a desire for one. And at the end of my marriage, I only had a desire for one. I had grown into that place. But I had to get that play. I ain't gonna say I had to, but I got that play out of me.
Come
And when
on,
I
man.
got, but in the process of getting that play out of me, I damaged a woman, a
Mm,
very beautiful woman, a woman that's educated, a woman that gave me children, a woman that loves the Lord, a woman that we were supposed to grow and live life happily ever after. But I'm sitting here trying to play, hoping my sins don't find me out,
mm,
hoping I could cover it up until I came out of my play and grew up. But when I grew up, it was too late. And as I always say, growing grows in so many different directions. You have growing pains. You grow up. You grow together. You grow apart. Growth is always taking place. We grew apart. Not only did we grow apart, we grew in different directions. And next thing you know, when we had growing pains, she didn't want to heal no more. She wanted to amputate. I wanted to go
mm.
through rehabilitation. I said, let's go to counseling. You know what my word? I'm gonna tell you what my words were. We sitting here in the closet, sitting on the floor, both of us with tears in our eyes. And I said these words right here. I'm the man you want me to be now. Why leave?
Mm,
Mm.
mm,
But I had created so many growing pains. So what I hear, and that's why I was trying to hope Sean Blaze and everybody else will let us get a little deeper in the conversation before we started jumping and making right turns and left turns. Because the point of the conversation is that even old boy that said he ain't gonna sell no woman no dreams or lie to her no more, all of us now are in our 40s. All of us now are in our late 30s. Mark's 42. I'm 49. I'll be 50, y'all, in 9 days. So the song said, the things that I used to do, I don't want to do them things no more. I don't want to do them things no more. I'm grown. And so if we keep talking, yes, Marlon, I am better. But if we keep talking about the desires or what I used to do or how I used to do it or what the problem is and all these kind of things, then we are going to have problems. But maybe LA, maybe Mark, we have to mature to the place, and we're going to start looking at this because we get into the last 15 minutes of the show. We're going to start talking about some of the solutions, and we've really brought out some of those solutions throughout the course of the night. But we have to wait. And like LA said, I'm going to shoot you the truth. Even if it hurts you. If it means that our relationship is done, I'm willing to do that so that I can have my sanity by saying I'm not lying to nobody else. I'm telling you the truth. Handle it. Deal with it or don't. But this is who I am. I'm James, and that's it. Mark, am I saying it the right way?
You saying
it?
Yeah. Hey, LA.
So we
LA,
can just
can I ask you
pass
a
the
question?
collection plate now.
Yeah.
LA, even with you've been straightforward with some women, and you've been straight up honest with them. Have you not experienced when they still change the narrative, even though you done laid it out? This is what it is. In their head, you done said one thing, but in their head, they made it say something else. Has that happened?
Y'all together.
Oh, multiple times. Multiple times. I exactly how you just said. I done laid
Well,
it
I'm gonna
out
spit
to
out
them.
his drink out. Don't do me like that.
But in they
What you
mind,
Okay,
what you
so
say? I'm sorry, I was reading
but in
comments.
they
What you
mind,
say, sir?
He said multiple times. He said what did Mark say or what did LA
what did
say?
Mark say?
LA.
Okay.
Oh no. Mark asked that, even after I've laid it out to him, have they changed the narrative in their head? Like I'm saying one thing and they're hearing that, but in their
Mm-hmm.
mind they're hearing something else. They're making up their own story. Yeah, that's happened multiple times. And then
Yeah.
They
guess
only
what?
heard bits and
When
pieces.
what I've laid out they hear what they want to hear. You heard everything I've said,
Yeah, they don't
but
want to hear
you're
it.
hearing
I mean, they.
you're hearing what you want to hear. You're creating your own story.
Absolutely.
So when
Yeah.
these
Or thinking they can
behaviorisms
change.
are displayed later on down the line, and you come back and like, oh, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you did. Oh, hold on, slow down.
But I told you.
I laid all this out in the beginning. I told
Yeah.
you this wasn't going to be a relationship. I told
Yep.
what type of relationship this was.
Mm-hmm.
So don't try to come back later and say that, like act like you wasn't warned and act like
Right.
Mm.
I'm just doing it. No, I told you. I
Yeah.
told you what it
Don't
was.
get
That's
into
why I
thinking you
say,
can change them.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what some men do because men do it as well.
We
Mm-hmm.
do.
You're
Just
right.
like the women do it, it goes both sides. So that's why I say, yeah, in this approach, my approach may not work for everybody. I can only say this is what I do. This is what I know. This is what works for me. This is what keeps a lot of headache and tension down.
James,
Just
I heard you.
let
I
them
heard
know
LA.
from the
Mark.
beginning this is what it is.
Mark, have you
Well,
ever have you been responsible for damaging a woman? And have you gone back and apologized or taken accountability
That's a good
for it?
question.
I've never damaged a woman. I've been part of a development. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
have. I've been part of a development process, and I played my role in that development process. And I don't apologize because some I made stronger women, some I made them appreciate more things in life. I am part of the life cycle.
I like that. I
That's
like that.
good. And I believe, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've developed a lot of women. I just developed the wrong one. The one I should have been developing was at home. I'm
Excuse me.
helping develop people that wasn't my wife. You know what I'm saying? So I 100% get what I 100% get what Mark says because I have people in my inbox now, not trying to date me, not trying to talk to me, but some of them just want advice, just want somebody to
Hmm.
listen. You know what I mean? Just want intelligent conversation. I'm going to start playing some of the voice text and voice tags that I get. You all would be surprised because some of these women don't want to come on live and talk. They want to know that, but they talk to me. And some of them know I record the conversation. I'll tell them I'm recording it because I think sometimes you all need to hear from other sisters. But tonight it's about the men, y'all. We're not pointing the finger at women tonight. We'll get all that stuff going, and we're almost finished anyway. This has been a great conversation. Ashley, you coming in twice?
Oh Lord,
Oh,
hold
you froze up there. Yeah, come out. Let me kick you out of the other one. Oh no, you okay? Let me
James,
kick you
what
out of
did
that one.
with Shandu? What she say?
Shanito,
Getting married? Yeah, put that up there.
to be honest, there are so many fish in this ocean. To stick to one fish in the current ocean, you need to get help, get all the help you can get, divine help especially. Getting married to your partner for the right reason is key. If it's just about sex or good looks, then there's definitely bumpy roads ahead. That's 100% true.
on.
That's
Absolutely.
100.
I agree.
That's 100% true.
That's
My
all right.
only
It's some
thing
truth.
that
It's some truth to that.
You don't like
I
it,
would
Mark?
say,
I don't agree with all of it. I mean, because I still want to be
Come on,
attracted
Mark.
to my partner. I don't care how old we get. I still want to be attracted to you. And if you were sexy, now some things can happen, birth, all that stuff. What I'm saying is, be the best version of yourself. Don't fall off.
Right.
I don't want to look at that for the rest of my life and then like, oh, you should just accept it. That's not
But
right.
I don't think they're
I
saying that
agree.
though. They
And
say he
sex
said it's not
and
just
sex.
about sex. He said
No,
not
no, I
just
know.
about yeah.
No, I know she said it's just about sex. I'm just saying no, but those things are still major parts in the relationship. And having a healthy sexual relationship, it that triggers a lot of things, right? It's not just the sex, the tension, the health reasons, the mental health. You know, it's just more than the physical itself that
Exactly.
what correlates with that. Um, but at the end of the day, yeah, I agree with it. But what are women choosing off? And I'm just saying, women and men. Yeah, women. The criteria I see a lot of women choosing off is all fictional most of the time. They want a man. They say stuff. I want a man. He at least got to be 6'2". He at least got to do this. He got to be this. And then you start looking at the percentages of the things they want. They all want the smallest percentage of men out there, and they say it's so. And they think they have so many options. Whereas I feel like men are more realistic with our stuff. At the end of the day, a man's not gonna marry the most attractive woman he's ever been with. He's not gonna marry the woman who had the best sex. He's gonna marry the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
Mature man.
Facts.
A
Facts.
mature man.
Hey, let me
But
let
Because
me
he's
add
gonna
this to
make a
this.
logical decision, not an emotional one.
But yeah, but a lot of women can be bought. So y'all make a lot of transactional decisions.
I can't be purchased.
You say that.
Well, I know that.
What you say, Marcus? You won't do
I
it. You
carry the
won't do it
whole
for the
table,
money,
so
huh?
I can't be purchased.
oh, here we go with these
Man, nobody
tables
even
again.
want your table. Nobody even want your table.
Here we go
Like
with
I'm
these
that's
not
the thing
tables
saying
about
again.
what
it.
you want.
But
I'm
that's the thing
saying
about
I
it.
have a
What do
lot
you
of
bring?
value. I'm
And to
saying I
who?
hold a lot
What
of value. I'm a
What are
very
your
desirable
values to
woman,
me? Like,
but
all right,
I
let's me
can't
and you.
be
Let's
bought.
role
I
play.
can't be
Let's
purchased.
role play. Let's role play. What are you bringing to me that I can't provide for myself? What are you bringing to me?
Nothing, and vice versa.
That's a lie.
Hey, Miss
What
That's
are
a
you
lie.
Cashmere,
bringing to
what's
me that
going
I
on?
can't bring to myself?
Well, number one, what I can bring to you, I can bring not only just stability. I provide you with a family. I provide you with direction. You what you that income ain't keeping you warm at night. That little table you eating by yourself with. I'm the complimentary part of your life. You sit here and say, "Oh, you ain't selling and everything else." I'm a man, and at some point, I'm gonna have to settle for what I'm owed. I'm
Who
gonna have to
said anything
settle.
about settling? I
Oh,
said I
you gonna
can't be
settle?
bought.
You gonna be bought? You gonna be settled? What if you gonna be bought with? You gonna be bought with
I
the
can't
with
be
effort?
Hmm.
purchased.
Well, you can't be purchased. What? Okay, how much?
But they
What
just
type
went
of
left.
job will your man need to make? At some point, the way you talk, I know your man. You have a
Listen,
certain
my
criteria.
man can be a mechanic. He can work anywhere. I don't get into what
Oh,
you do for a living because I don't want you to ask me what I do for a living. I sit
Well,
down and
then
I have
there's
an
no reason.
intellectual.
Are you
It's your
single?
intellect.
Are you single?
No, I'm not.
Are you single? Because I know. Oh well, then you better not be. Now I'm gonna shut up on that because if you were single, I said I know a lot of good-hearted men who make educated don't make that much, but they got a lot of heart.
I'm not worried
They'll
about
work.
your education. I'm worried about your intellect.
Hey, let's see what Corey said
Intellect
something.
comes from education. What are you talking about?
That's
You have
not
to educate
true.
yourself to
That's
be
not
Hey,
you
true.
have to
No,
to be
education was
you have to
created by.
no,
Uh,
I'm
uh,
not talking
uh,
about
uh,
scholastic. I'm not talking
hold
about
on.
scholastic.
You said
Education.
Corey said what, James?
y'all read Corey. Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me. Y'all. I'm about to get y'all a show on. Y'all go one on one night, so y'all can go y'all can go head up. But
Corey.
but Corey said, I have, and yes, I apologize for my wrongdoing, but that doesn't mean she forgave me due to my damage I have done in the past. But it still made me a better man about acknowledging how bad of a man I was with her. The way I know how to be this way I know how to be better than I was last time. That's all we're trying to say. That's all I'm saying. If we try to change, let us change. That's what it all boils down to. Now, some of us aren't ready to change. And listen, let me say this already. Let me put this caveat out there. We know it's bad women. We know it's bad men. Hell, I hope ain't none of them on this show. And if they're listening, then I hope they'll do better because of what they heard tonight. I tell people who get married, that are married. Some people say, "Well, I'm married. I don't need to listen to your show." Well, you might
Yes,
need to
you
listen
do.
because that might keep you from experiencing some
Uh-huh.
future pitfalls. I was married 20
Right.
years before. At 19, at year 19, I didn't think I would be divorced at year 20, but some pitfalls came up, and so this may potentially help you from experiencing more pitfall. We're going to start winding this conversation down because,
And let me
like
add
I
this right quick.
go
Uh,
ahead, Elizabeth.
listen, back when you said you was always a developer for with the women mark, I would
Develop
say this.
part of the development process.
You're part of the development process. I was just having a conversation earlier today with a brother of mine, and I was telling him the exact same thing. Sometimes, even our current mates doesn't mean we're gonna be with them for a lifetime. We could be. They have to come through us and what we showed, whether it be the ups and downs or the positive things that they learn through us. We could be
Mm-hmm.
developing them for the person that they're truly supposed to be with. And as you a woman, so I know you said, I don't know if you said it before, but you've heard women say this. Damn, he on point with her. He act that. I wish he was acting like that with me. Damn, I had to go get
Good point.
go through all this, that, and the third, and now he the right man for another woman, and the woman gets upset about that. But the whole time, hey, he wasn't for you anyway, but he had to come through you. You was a part of his
Absolutely.
developing process, but
Acrimony.
and vice versa. So
And
y'all
your
just want to
Acrimony.
add
statement
that
that
in there.
your statement that you made, and James has said this so many times, it was kind of going to be the takeaway for me. Women, we're talking about we want these great men, and then when we get approached by great men, we run the great men off because we're too busy thinking about the fact that oh boy over there who has probably changed as well, but we can't get over the fact that the things that
Recon-
he did to us. So now we've ran off that man, and we're running out. We've damaged him and ran him off, and then now we're on to the other one. So I know this is not a bash women thing, or it's not a bash women thing, and I know we're not talking to the women. We're talking to the men tonight, but I do want to leave that because um, when that man comes to us, we don't realize that sometimes we run them out because we can't get past somebody what somebody else did to us in the past.
Hmm.
Preconceived
People do have,
As
huh?
as
having
you
preconceived
remember last
notions.
time I said sometimes we gotta break up with our past so we can have a future.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's a big hindrance. I find myself, and I always talk about this. I find myself having a lot of conversations with older women, and it's the young teaching the old because they are so set in their ways. Not all, they're so set in their ways, and it's like, okay, yeah, that man hurt you like 15 years ago, but you've been single for like
15.
15 years, and you've
15.
had some men to come into your life that I think, based upon you bringing them around, you know what? He's a pretty big. What happened? And so when you go to tell me what happened, I'm like, but you ain't have to do that. But you ain't have to say that. You didn't have to react to that. So let's just kind of be mindful that we all are going through processes, and men are getting it, and they're being more conscious of things that's happening and that they're doing. So allow the brother to change, and it ain't his fault that person hadn't changed yet. So That was just
That's
my
why.
thought process.
That's why Ashley will forever
Right.
be my co-host right there, because Ashley gets it, and that's the point. She gets it, and that's, listen. Nobody is perfect. I mean, we do damage to women. Some women do damage to me, and all those. Tonight, we're taking responsibility. If y'all want to do a show next week and y'all want to take some responsibility, I'll let you. I'll happily let y'all do that. But tonight, we're taking the responsibility for the damage that we've caused. This is one show of 52 for the whole year. If I do 52 shows this year, right? And this is the one, and this is the subject that we're talking about tonight. So let's talk about some of the solutions. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say, Valencia, because I see Valencia talk about being healed all the time, right? And so many
Mhm.
times I think when we talk about Corey, I see you, my friend. We always talk about being healed, healed, and some of us aren't healed that are hollering healed, 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 healed. Because when you keep saying healed, 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 a lot of times you know what you're doing to yourself, repeating trauma. You repeating the same
Yeah.
trauma over and over again. And you know why you don't? You know why I know you're not healed? Because I read your posts. And it's saying,
And your
and,
comments.
and I read your comments, and honestly, I feel like I need some tissue because you're bleeding on me every time I read one of your comments.
Mm. Yeah, I
I,
agree. You have
yeah,
to make that conscious decision to
yeah, some of the people that I
move
always
on.
hollering healed, healed, healed. You need to heal. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do that. Instead of saying I need to do this. The reason I grew up. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That's what I ride with. The reason I grew up is because I sat on my old couch and I had a conversation with the man in the mirror. I didn't have a conversation with Mark. I didn't have a conversation with, I didn't even know Mark then. I ain't have a conversation with my pastor. A lot of my therapy, guess where it has been taking place at? Tell him, Ashley.
On the
On this
couch.
show. On this show. A lot
On
of
the
my
couch.
therapy, yeah, on the couch, but I'm talking it out on this
He does.
show. I'm so
Absolutely.
transparent. And in the beginning, Ashley tell you, my ex-wife was 100% off limits. I wouldn't say nothing. I talk a little bit more now, but that's part of my therapy. That's my
Hmm.
therapy. And I don't, and that's how, and looking at that man in the mirror and looking at my rearview mirror and looking at what I'm in my current and I have to take 100% responsibility for everything that goes on and wrong in my life.
Mhm.
And I've taken responsibility probably that didn't even belong to me. And I'm learning how to give that back. Because hell, when somebody send mail to your house that ain't yours, what do? Put it back in the
Return to
mailbox and say
sender.
what? Return to
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 sender.
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 And some of us have to learn how to send that mess back to where it came from. So
Yes.
let's talk about some takeaways. We're a little bit late tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I know. But a couple things. First of all, Mark and Lazaric, if we're going to do better, first thing as men, one of the solutions we got to do is we have to grow up. We have to grow up. People apparently have said that because they're saying that the average age needs to be between 35 and 40. Some say it up to 55, although some say it up to 100. But we have to grow up. Well, what does growth look like? Mark says growth looks like education. He's not necessarily saying with a degree, but he's saying educated in life. Whether you get a trade or whatever you do, you got to grow. You got to grow. We got to grow up. You got to grow up. Now, what's another part of growing up? Lazaric said we got to stop lying to these sisters. No, hey, if lying is what it takes to kick it, then we might not need to kick it.
Right.
Point blank.
Accountability. Accountability.
Yeah, and that's what we're heading to. The next part of growing up is accountability. We
Mhm.
got to take accountability for the mistakes that we made. Another part of growing up. Guess what we got to learn how to say, y'all? Shake your head. We got to learn how to say no. Just because something is offered to us don't mean that we should take it all the
Mm.
time. I
Mm.
promise I
Word.
turn down
Word.
more than my collar right now. I promise you I do. I turn it down because I don't want it. I don't need the drama. I don't want no drama. I'm healing. I'm better now than I was last year, but I don't want no drama. I don't want no drama. I don't want no drama. So we got to grow up. Number two, we got to accept responsibility. But here's the final thing that I think we need to do, and then I'm going to let everybody give their little takeaways, and then we're going to go out. But the last thing I think Mark and Lazaric, I think we need to do as brothers is we got to learn how to hold. We know how to do it, but we got to hold younger brothers accountable. We got to be
I agree.
willing to
I
share
agree.
with them that we've made our mistakes. It doesn't require sleeping with 100 women to put a notch in your belt, because right now these people can put something on you that the board of health can't take off.
Show you
Amen,
right.
life. Amen,
Show
You
life.
you
ain't
right.
I
lying.
agree.
You ain't lying.
Hey, it's life. It's life or death out here nowadays, man. And some of us
Yeah.
are so
Literally.
trifling. We'll go and sleep with one woman unprotected, then turn around and sleep with another woman unprotected. And I'm tripping at how so many women that I know that will
They
jump right
going.
in and don't want no,
They
and ain't even
going.
trying to reach for no protection at all.
Mm.
Let you slide right in.
It's like,
Ain't
No
no way. I
problem.
ain't going. You coming to get tested first? No. Let me stop.
but you got two different classes of women. I know
Mm.
some women that before y'all start talking about that, she gonna say, I need to see some test results. But then I
You
know
hear me?
another woman that's gonna meet you in that's gonna lead with that. And the sex ain't gonna start in the bedroom, it's gonna start on the couch. Different
What's her
type
name?
women. But you wanna know what? You're so funny, bro. I'll text you after the show, Mark. I'll text you after the show. But anyway. And one more thing, Shonda Hayes, I appreciate you. Good, you say you're enjoying the conversation. And the final thing is, sisters, this is for y'all. If we're changing, let us change.
Yep.
If we're starting to make strides in the right direction, don't remind me of I already know what I did. And when you start reminding me of it again, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna shut down, and
Hmm.
we
All
gonna
the
have to,
way.
yeah. What you say, Lazare?
All the way.
Oh yeah, all the way. I'm
Shut all the
shutting
way
down.
down.
I'm like, I'm sitting there because
You killing my progress.
I'm getting naked with you. I'm 100% transparent. I'm
Right.
breaking it down, and I'm telling you what I'm trying to do. Yeah, but you did. I'm done.
Yeah, that's
I'm done.
wrong.
I will
There's so
withdraw
many
the right hand of
levels.
look. Hey,
Like
Lazare,
that. Let that man.
LA. I will withdraw the right hand of fellowship and put it in my pocket and tell you that's all right. I'm done. I'm good. I don't want it no more. I changed my mind. You know how we said when we was young, psych. I don't want to be
Yes,
in no
sir.
relationship no more.
I don't want
Psych.
that.
No, I changed. Psych. I'm done. But for real though, sisters, if we're changing and we say that we're changing, let us change and then help us through that process, man. I'm gonna tell y'all,
Yeah,
every good man can become better with a good woman. Hear me
I
when I say
agree.
that. Every good man can become better with a good woman, and vice versa. A good woman can become better with a good man, but we have to connect properly. Let's have our takeaways and let's get out of here. Corey Aikens, Chandra Hayes, Chandria Valencia, all of y'all. I love y'all. I promise you I do. And I appreciate y'all for listening in tonight. And we're going to continue to have these conversations. Hopefully these numbers are going to get up after a while. But we're going to get to it. Ashley, give me your takeaway from the night, please, man.
I've given my takeaway. I gave it a few minutes
Give it,
ago.
give it one more time.
Ladies, just allow the man so don't blame the new man for what the old man did. Allow the men to change. Basically, you've already said it.
Okay. Lazare,
Um,
and when she
yeah.
finishes, Lazare, what's your takeaway, Lazare?
Accountability.
Okay.
Hold yourself accountable.
Mm,
Hold your brothers accountable. Make better decisions. Make better choices. Be straightforward. Be honest with these women.
yeah. That's good stuff. All right, Coy, give me your takeaway, please, man.
I say, guys, since this is about you guys and your initial pursuit, just be honest, be open, and be yourself.
Okay.
And Mark, stop buying women.
Hey, you stop that.
Did y'all see that paper? How you see that virtual paper cut? I mean, all the way from
Oh man, I thought it was over
No,
with.
this
She came
conversation
in.
ain't over. I'm coming to Mark's inbox. You hear me?
uh,
Hey, look, I'm gonna be there too. I'm sick of this.
if y'all need my handle,
Reporting to the class, huh,
listen.
Mark?
If y'all
Front
need
and
my, hey,
center.
listen,
Yeah,
I done my part. Y'all can fight all y'all want to. Now y'all go right ahead.
yeah,
I'll leave
man.
it on. I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah, man. I was ready to get her, man.
Boy
Uh,
said, and another thing.
Corey, I ain't done
But
with you. Like, wait till this inbox. Wait till this over with. I'm sick of this. You gonna
hey,
get this off
listen,
I'm
my chest.
coming. You hear me?
listen. We can start this after party tonight. If y'all want to get to it, get to it. I ain't got no problem with it. Come on, Mark. Give me your
Y'all can
takeaways.
have it. I'm going to bed.
I
Oh
know you
man.
going to bed. Give,
Hey,
give me your takeaways, Mark, please.
honestly, like hurt people.
Yes.
And the thing is, we gotta stop the cycle. Once you realize you're hurt, apply things that's gonna help heal the wound rather than infect something. and make it worse than what it is. And you're not gonna get that if you're hurt. You're not gonna get that through dating. You're gonna hurt. You don't get that through dating yourself and loving yourself. So man, let's love ourselves first and start healing before we put ourselves in other women's lives again.
Man, that's good,
That's
man.
good.
And hey,
That's
and
good.
Good
y'all in
stuff.
the chat, type some takeaways for me. Give me some takeaways from tonight. Let me see some takeaways. That way, I know y'all are listening. Because sometimes we listen to respond, but let's listen to really make a difference, and hopefully some of this stuff will change. Because somebody's listening to you all. Y'all know that somebody's reading these comments, and we're not all gonna agree, but all of us will. Coy will identify with somebody. La will identify with somebody. Ashley will identify with somebody. Hopefully I'll identify. Mark will identify with somebody. And Corey and Chandria and Shonda, somebody identify with you guys as well. And that's why we have these conversations. So tonight has been great. It's been okay. Erica Nicole said her takeaway was to let people change, and she said she's going to apply this to herself. That's what I'm talking about right
I
there.
like
That's
that.
what
Come on,
that's what this
Erica.
whole show is about
Instant.
right
Accountability.
there.
Erica will
Let people
listen.
change. Herman
Instant.
Herman Johnson said, "Keep it real with people. Let them decide what they want." That's what I'm talking about. What else? What other takeaways did y'all get tonight? That's what I'm talking about, man. That's when I know the show was productive. That's when I know the show was productive, and I appreciate that, man. I do. I appreciate that. Listen, my birthday is July the 6th. Everybody asked me what I'm doing for my birthday. I told them I'm probably gonna sit here on this couch and watch TV all day long. But y'all know I'm lying. I'm gonna get out and do something. I'm gonna figure out something. So it's 50. It's my 50th, so that's a milestone. So I got to
Can
do
you drop
something.
that cash app real quick for the people that want to bless you on your birthday?
Oh, I get okay if you want me to.
I
Yes,
do.
ma'am. Okay.
You mentioned your birthday. I was gonna mention it, but you did good. Now drop your cash app. So any of you guys that want to bless the mind massager on his birthday,
Oh man.
Well, they got
they're
time
gonna
to.
cash app the Zelle, the PayPal. Have you can inbox them. However you need to do it. Um, so y'all can go ahead and bless this young man as he approaches 50. Not many people can say that they made 50. So y'all get y'all coins together. That's
All
all I
right. That's always, that's my friend. That's my friend. Herman, you said your birthday's the 10th. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Sick of what? I'm confused. All right, cool. That's who Corey, what you get? Taking responsibility for you and your actions. He says life is too short to be playing with folks. Thanks, whoever says happy early birthday. It says Facebook user, so I don't know who that is. Thank you. But it says take responsibility for you and your actions. Life is too short to be playing with folks nowadays. That's true.
That's
But we had to
true.
get to a place where we had to mature to that place. And I am so glad that, and I'm telling you, if we in our 40s, in our 50s, in our late 30s start talking to these 20 somethings and these 19-year-olds and these 18-year-olds, they're going to listen because they recognize authority when we walk in authority. I always hear people talking about kids that cuss them out. I ain't never had a kid cuss me out in public for me saying nothing to them. But it's the way I approach them. And I've told them stop
That's true.
cussing. I've told them stop
Hmm.
cussing at football games. I've caught them cussing in the mall in a group, and I pulled them to the side and didn't cut. And I said, and they all had dreads and looking like a little whatever you want to call them. But I said, oh, come over here and let me talk to you right quick. I'm mouth dropped like, oh, that's a man. Yeah, that's my voice. Come over here. Let's talk. Dude, you better not be cussing like that no more. But if we act like men and carry ourselves as men and not belittle them and don't disrespect them, we think we're not supposed to respect children. Children, just because they haven't earned our respect, don't mean they've earned our disrespect either, right? So we
Mhm.
respect them, man. You don't know how their parents talk to them at home all the time. And some of these parents are terrorists. Some of y'all, whoever's
Hmm.
listening, some of y'all as parents are terrorists with your children. You holler at them all day long. You beat them. That's another show. I ain't gonna do that show. But yeah, all
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I
Y'all
agree.
get on my
My
y'all get
motto,
on
That,
my
you know,
nerve.
my motto with raising my kids, I I will not do anything to my child that I wouldn't want my child to do to me.
Man, please. I was terrorized my whole life growing well, not my whole life, but a lot of my life growing up. So I don't want to, so I don't want to hear. I'm not hollering. And I hollered at mine for a while until I learned not to holler at them no more. You know what I'm saying? And thank God I grew up. But yeah, we had a good show tonight. We had a good show. Where my music at?
Yeah.
Let me go find my music. Was this what you expected tonight, Corey? Did we do better? We know we went a little left earlier.
Yeah.
We figured it
Yeah,
out.
we did good.
So y'all know how
Coy,
we do
get
it.
that inbox, Coy. Get that inbox. Oh, snap!
Can
Sucker, you
y'all,
gonna
I
get
need
this
y'all to
work.
report back to the main group and
Listen,
tell us
can
who
y'all-
won.
Yeah, can y'all have like can y'all send each other
Sick of this.
voice messages so we can have this to
Message.
replay later on, something later
Sick
on.
of this right
Y'all hear
here.
this music though? Y'all feel that?
All
I can't
right.
dance, so I ain't gonna play it out. Yeah, hey, listen, I tell y'all every time that the world is changing. But my question for you is, why do you? Thank you, Corey. Happy early birthday. I appreciate that. And for the wonderful advice, you got it. But y'all check it out. The world's changing. That's all we talked about tonight. The world's changing. Brothers don't want to be damaging sisters no more. We done got this play out of us now. I want you and only you. If I wanted to be in a polyamorous situation, that's available now. I don't want that. There's plenty of people that want that. I want you. We want you. And we really want you, and we only want to be with you. So understand this. The world is changing. But my question for you is, why do you remain the same? Y'all have a good night, and we'll talk to y'all on next week.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.